Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Observer Football Podcast. And today we have a very special episode for you as we have our special guest, Suadik, to talk about the world of footy, the world of soccer, and just overall some fun banter.
Yeah, sure.
Because trust me, Sadiq's very heavily involved here in the soccer community here in Winnipeg, and he has a lot of banter that he talks about with the community, and he does a lot of trolling to incite some of the fans here. So I wanted to get him on the podcast to show some of this banter, but also create discussion with the community as always. Because trust me, coming from a Real Madrid fan over here, he always has lots to say.
We are the best club in the world, and that is what I have to say. Take it or leave it.
I don't know. I mean, not this season. Not
Oh
this season.
yeah, we had a couple of
Injuries.
I
Yeah.
say, and the back lineup. When we start shifting midfielders to the back, and we keep on winning games. I feel like we're doing our best. It hits us, but then we come back again. And you can take the fact that Madrid is one of the best clubs in the world, and we were the UEFA Champions League holders until recently the PSG took it over. So we are still relevant.
I mean, talk about relevance, but I mean, I think he might also have another problem up top. I mean, Kylian Mbappe kind of has the Harry Kane syndrome right now, doesn't he?
Oh, Harry Kane won a major trophy just this season. So
About time.
oh yeah,
But also his first season with Bayern, it was the first time in the longest time that they lost the Bundesliga.
and he also has a World Cup that is Kylian Mbappe. So that is not a Harry Kane syndrome.
Club
Yeah.
level, club level.
We won a lot of trophies with PSG, and this is our first season with Madrid,
Yeah.
and we won their top scorer too. So that makes us relevant in the league.
I do respect Real Madrid in terms of the talent they have. I do feel like, especially in the midfield and the attack,
Yeah.
100%. I
Yeah.
think the defense, I'm still kind of. I know there's got to be some turnaround there. You have some aging defenders, like you got David Alaba still in the
Yeah.
squad. You still got Rudiger,
Yeah.
who could still put in a shift right now.
Yeah.
But I still feel like, the young players you have like Hamavinga, Bellingham, you have Chouameni,
Yeah.
Vinny. Like, those are all mental players. I think he's got to help turn around some of the
Yeah.
defenders.
So it's a transition.
Yeah.
And players take time to grow, and then we infuse them into the team to understand the culture. So they are doing well. Yeah, we are coming up. I don't have much to say for this season, but this is football. Okay, we know we went with City winning the treble, and then the next season they come and they were all down. So that is how it is. Football is football. But then when you are in your low moment, you have to pick it up and then restructure and then win stuff again. So
Oh, of course. So my question is it Yamin Yamal or Vinny Jr.? Who do you take?
um, both are good players.
Mm-hmm.
Lamar at this age, 17, playing this type of soccer, and yeah, he's exceptional. I didn't know what Vinny was doing at the age of 17. I don't want to say no, but this season Yamal has been up. Yeah, he's been really, really up, and yeah, he deserves the credit. So I'll give it to him. Though I'm a Madrid fan, but he deserves it. A young boy playing this type of soccer at this age, yeah, he Barcelona needs to protect him.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure I love the game. I'm a fan of the game, and not only the club. So I'll say if Barcelona is able to protect this guy really well, they're gonna win a lot of trophies with him.
Wow, I'm surprised to hear a Real Madrid fan side with
Um,
the Barcelona player.
I'm really, really honest with the game,
Yeah.
and yeah, I share my opinions and everything. But top notch Vinicius is also the best.
Okay. So I also have another question for you. So I know you deal with a lot of different type of supporters in terms of this whole soccer world, whether it be Arsenal fans, Barcelona fans, you talking Manchester United fans. I feel bad for them, by the way. And you got all these other types now, like Man City fans too. Which team has the worst fans? Like, who's the most like
You know
annoying?
them. You know them. Don't they always call themselves United, and I don't know why they have loud mouth. They yap everywhere. United fans they go at you every time, every day, any hour. So mostly I'm also able to come back at them, and it's a lot of fun. Apart from that, um, they've been playing bad football. Let's be honest. They've been playing terrible football. They change managers, and they don't want us to tell them the truth that there's a problem wrong with the club, which they have to fix. But they just come back yapping, yapping, yeah. And one of the statements they always make is, we're gonna win the league this season. We're gonna win the league. We're gonna win the league," and that's what they always do. But we are waiting to see when they're gonna win the league again. Yeah, it's gonna be terrible.
I feel like at some point, like the whole situation United is, it just comes down from the ownership. Like the whole ownership, it's the one thing. They changed so many managers now. They have so many like players. It just has that change of ownership there, because I don't know if you heard about what happened, especially before the Europa League, but supposedly they wouldn't fly out any of the staff or some of the coach, like some of the staff or the families out to the game.
Yeah.
So then apparently they live streamed the game at Old Trafford.
Old Trafford, yeah.
And apparently like when I forget his name off the top of my head, the ownership group, but apparently the players and staff were booing the owner before the thing came on, because they're apparently were laying off about 300 employees.
Employees, yeah.
So it's crazy.
So one of the things I always say is, not regarding only the playing body, which involves the players and the manager. A lot goes into it. Um, I always say those players are professional players. They would want to kill themselves for everybody. Look at Anthony. We didn't see much of him at United for the past seasons, but getting to Betis, he got into the final. I hope you understand, of the Conference League. And players would want to play their heart out for a club if everything is in place. And I know you can't fulfill everybody's wishes, but at least if you're able to handle the club in a certain way that everything works out for everybody to a certain degree, everybody will be willing to play their heart out. Bruno didn't win anything with United this season, got back to his country, and he won the League Cup. So players, I understand. Like I've played, and I'm still playing. I play for United Western, and I coach too. I coach for Phoenix, and so I understand the whole game in a way. I'll not say I'm very very top notch, but I have a good knowledge about the game. So I understand how it's what involves around the game.
Yeah.
Being top management, being owners, being yeah, coming down to the coach, coming down to the players, it's a lot, and the fans also play a major role. Yeah, so it's a lot. We have to. If there's a problem, we fix it. Because I remember Ronaldo coming out and making a podcast about being a problem in the team, and everybody just took it like, especially the United management took it as if he was snitching or saying something bad about the team. But there is a problem and it has to be fixed.
Yeah, that was that Piers Morgan interview. Very, very big one.
Yeah.
Okay, I also have to say this. I wish I had some Bruno problems, because for those who don't know, he also got offered like a huge transfer deal from Saudi.
Saudi, yeah.
700K a week. Tax free. Tax free. I wish I had that problem, because he said no. I don't know if I could have done that. 700K a week?
I sometimes, football, though a lot of people play from their early age because of passion for the game. The second most important thing will also be the money, because unlike arguably the footballers are one of the best players or people earning much in the game of sports. So I would have gone for it, but maybe everybody has their reason for playing the game, and he would also want to win a couple of cups, because pretty well titles also makes you a bit relevant in the game after you've left and stuff. Ronaldo had it all, so when the Al Nassr came calling with that amount of money, he went for it. Okay, Neymar pretty also had a couple Champions League and other league cups, so when Al Hilal came calling, he also went for it. So I think he would also want to earn like a number of titles with his club side, before moving. I know Thomas Partey from Arsenal also had a very good deal from Saudi, and I don't know whether he's considering moving there now or not. But I don't see him going because he's still in talks with Arsenal for now. So yeah, a lot of people play for different reasons, but above all, don't forget that the money is also important. So maybe he might not want to go there now, but we would reconsider maybe moving there later in his career.
Well, trust me, I know Danilo over here would take that money in a heartbeat.
Oh
100%.
yeah,
100%.
sure.
I would too. I would too. I would
I
too.
will take it. I will take it really quick.
But here's my argument, though. You're again, United fans, just calm down. Why? Like, win titles.
Yeah.
You think United's gonna win a title next season?
Yeah.
What the what? Who are they? Like, who are they supposed to sign? I know they're supposed to find. Apparently, they're in talks to sign Victor Gokares from Sporting, but apparently their internal staff there don't like him. They said he's just all physicals, and apparently the Sporting manager or owner is saying that they want to give him $100 million release clause instead of $65 million.
So, this is one thing I also wanted to talk about. That is managers recruiting players. Every club play different systems, okay, and every manager play different systems. And if I was a manager, I would want to get a player that can play the system I want to play, not whatever the club is putting me through or whatever the club wants me to play for them. So if I know this player can do this certain runs or plays this type of football and they're gonna fit into my puzzle, I would want to go for them, as we were speaking about. If that is it, I don't see why the management should say this and that, and they don't want to get him going. But
so to build upon your point,
yeah.
So there's two things in life I can always count on.
Yeah.
I can always count on the sun rising every day.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
sky's blue. I can also count on wherever Conte goes, Lukaku goes.
Oh no way.
So wherever Conte goes, Lukaku seems to follow. And did you know that he's the most transfer money spent on a player in a career? In the whole transfers, the most money spent, Lukaku is number one. Not Ronaldo, not Messi, not Mbappe, not Neymar. It's Lukaku.
I think Chelsea played a role. Oh yeah, Chelsea played a role, and yeah. So
you know what? Chelsea is also fun. Okay, Chelsea fans. Okay. Regardless, Chelsea fans Chelsea in total. Just what they do, they stockpile players, and then they Premier League had to invent a rule for them to have so many players that they can only send out on loan because they used to sign everybody and then put them on loan everywhere.
So that didn't happen until the new owner took place, where they went out into the market and started splashing money everywhere, and everybody kept on started coming into the team with a lot of money. But the previous owner, that is Abramovich, was very, very disciplined with all these stuffs, and though he was kind of like a no-nonsense man. Yeah, if you lose, you're going to go. But I think the club was a bit stable during that time. Yeah. They came back again. They won the Conference League this year, and I don't know how they're going to play next year because they're in the Champions League too, right? So let's see. I don't know. They wanted to let everybody go and start with a new squad. And it's been sometimes, it's proves to be successful, but we don't know until let's see how next season goes. If they're back to Champions League football, how they're gonna handle.
Oh yeah. Well, next season I think for sure they'll have a. I think they'll make a good run at it.
Yeah.
I will say this though, in the history of Chelsea, there are two players that they really fumbled. Yeah. Do you know who those two players were? Big players, big Premier League players, especially up until last season, 2 seasons ago.
Fumbled.
They fumbled. They had them in the team and on loan, and they sold them.
De Bruyne.
Kevin De Bruyne.
Mohamed Salah.
Hey, there you go.
So I watched Mourinho talk about these two players.
Yeah.
And he spoke about them being an investment. He said when we talk about investment, these are the two players who are investment. And Man City saw their opportunity, and Liverpool also saw the opportunity, and then they took it. So that's why I say it happens. Look at this issue with Anthony again. Went to United, everybody had Anthony on their screens. United, all this past year, couldn't live up to his name. I don't know whether it also involved the same processes we're talking about in the team. Left, went to Betis for just a season, and Betis wants him to stay. So it happens sometimes. As a player, you don't gel in one team, one club. Not that you're not a good player, not that your commitment level is down, but just that is not gonna work. It doesn't work, and then you make a move, and then yeah, perfect. It start going on well for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well, a couple things, especially when we talk about Kevin De Bruyne and Mo Salah, and we talk about Anthony.
yeah,
Like when they don't get the chances or they don't really perform well in the current side, they go to like a smaller side in like another top 5 league. Like for example, Kevin De Bruyne went to Bundesliga and played for Wolfsburg.
Yeah.
Put up an amazing performance there. Salah went to the Serie A, played for Fiorentina, and also played for Roma, and then of course is now with Liverpool. Now the one thing though is I have to say. I just have to mention this because, since you're a Real Madrid fan and Kevin De Bruyne's obviously just recently signed with Napoli, by the way.
Yeah.
Did you know that Courtois stole his girl? Cheated? Like, did you hear about that?
Yeah, I heard about that issue. Yeah.
Is that the type of player you want at your club?
Life throws a lot of surprises at you,
That sounds like okay.
No,
Maybe you're coming for your boy. I get it.
No, come on. There are a lot of players that go. Look, there are a lot of players that get accused for certain stuff. Anthony also got accused, And one thing I don't know why clubs always do this is until immediately, let's say, Thomas Partey also had a little issue regarding relationship stuff. Yeah, and I don't know why immediately this issue comes up. Clubs tend to distance themselves from their players. No, it shouldn't happen. Yeah, I'm a Madrid fan, and my player is my player. Courtois is my player, and because of this issue, yeah, if it could be solved outside, that is it. But I need him on the field. I need him to play for me, so I don't have to just build a stigma around him. And then no, this is Real Madrid. This is the club. This is the best club in the world. We will manage the situation around, and then we will support our players in whatever decision or whatever thing we have to do. We're going to support them up, and that is what we do. Different from other clubs who will just sideline a player, not call him up for games just because there is a little bit controversies or a little bit issue about him. No, we are Real Madrid. We will fight for our players.
Hey, I get that performance over the character. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. I mean, hey, Real Madrid does Real Madrid things. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
So I asked a question: who's more annoying, Arsenal fans or Man United fans?
I would say annoying Man United fans. Arsenal fans always have bad hope of the future. Yeah, they always think they're gonna do something, but hey, I'm gonna still give them the credit. For the past years after Wenger left, Arsenal have been down, and they're rising up now. They wanted to play good football. That is all they say. They say we are in for good football, so not for titles. So if they are in for good football and not titles, you just let them play their football and not win titles. So that is what they wanted to be recognized for. United, on the other end, are always loud. They claim they mostly also rely on past glories and stuff. And they like yabbing a lot. United fans, so they are most annoying, and I don't have any issue with them, though I have issue with them for the yabbing, but I don't have any issue with them with their club. But they are the most annoying.
See, I got the issue with Arsenal fans. You want to know why?
Right?
They talk a lot, but it's a whole lot of nothing. When's the last time they won a major trophy?
That is why I say they rely on hope. They rely on hope, but they are not that annoying like United fans. When you're around a group of United fans, no way, you regret everything, especially United, no. But Arsenal's, they are chill. And Ralph is also an Arsenal fan, so yeah, they are very chill.
Hi, Ralph.
Hi, buddy. Yeah, so yeah, they are really chill. So
well, I mean, let's just be real here.
Yeah.
So remember when all the Arsenal fans were saying Wenger out?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, we gotta get this. We Champions League football, top 4 is not enough. We gotta get better. And then he's out. Yeah. And they're like, we want Wenger back. Yeah. And then they didn't have Champions League football. And don't get me wrong, Arteta came in had a tough start. He's really put his vision on the squad. But come on, like there's got to be something, right? Like I mean, second place. Hey, always a bridesmaid, never
Yeah.
the bride.
Oh, yeah. You know, I still will give them the credit because they've really come up these couple of seasons. They've been playing second place, yeah, and they've been playing Champions League now. And one or two, 3 games that they have to make a tough decision to win. That is mostly what causes them, and they let go of it, and then you just see them going up, and then they come down, and that is it. They lose it for the whole season. So they've learned their lessons a couple of seasons now, and the season is over, and I would want to see what they're gonna do next season again. And I'll still give them the credit for the hard work Arteta is putting in, and let's see how they gel next season.
Okay. So I know we're still very early on in the transfer window. We still have a couple of months till the next season starts. What is Sadiq's top 4 prediction as of today for the Premier League next year?
Top 4. Liverpool is still consistent.
You have them going back to? Are you having them go back to back, win the league twice?
No. Top 4.
Top 4.
Yeah.
Who's winning? Okay, start
Top
with
4.
1. Who's winning the league?
Next season. Wow, this is a tough one. I don't see City winning the league.
Really?
I don't see.
Making
But
a lot of good signings
I
though.
I don't see them winning the league. I don't see Chelsea winning the league either. You
Okay.
know, one thing about English league is it's unpredictable. Okay, unpredictable. Not when you have Nottingham Forest being in the top 4 for a long period of time, and coming down. I hope you understand. Not when you have City being in like the 6th, 7th position, 8th position, and then they're coming up. So it's really, really unpredictable. But top 4, I don't see City winning the league next year because one, they have a couple of players out, and I don't know what's wrong with the team itself. And De Bruyne also left, and they need to get new players, which has to build new chemistry in the Premier League. Liverpool might try, and also Liverpool might maintain top 4 position this season. Arsenal's, yeah. If I don't see Thomas leaving, then I'm sure Arsenal's are also gonna be in the top 4. But if Thomas Partey leaves, which is like one of their incredible midfielders, the work he's doing, the work he's putting in there, it's like incredible. And if he's not in the game, you see it. You totally see it. And if he doesn't leave, I feel like they're still gonna make top 4 or win the league. I didn't want to give them that, but if they can maintain that, yeah, maybe I'll give the Arsenal fans a hope. And the last one is really tough because that anybody can pull. Anybody can pull this. United is not playing in Europa. Is not playing in Europe, and so they might focus more on the league and pull a surprise next season. Chelsea, yeah, they might also pull a surprise. They might because their team is getting a little better. I don't know. I don't see Tottenham making it, and these other teams like Forest and the Aston Villa, they pull a surprise.
Yeah.
So yeah, but the top 3, Arsenal, Liverpool, and City, I know will make the top 4. Yeah.
Okay. I respect that.
Yeah.
I got Man City winning the league.
Yeah.
I got Chelsea finishing 2nd.
Okay.
I got Arsenal finishing 4th, where they usually finish.
Yeah.
And in 3rd place,
Liverpool.
yeah, Liverpool.
Okay.
I mean, that's my guess. Again, that could totally change. And
Yeah.
obviously, this is way before any of the final transfer windows close, so we have no idea.
Yeah.
But can I just rant for a second?
Come again?
Can I just rant for a second?
Yeah.
Tottenham. What the hell are they doing?
Come on, they won a Europa. You can say anything.
First
about
trophy in 2000 since 2008, and they fire their coach.
And that is the problem. That is the problem. You see, that is the problem. And this is what I wanted to say again. Sometimes there might be some teams that are gelling well, and we feel like they might make pull up a surprise, but then injuries also set in. Look at Rodri
Yeah.
for this season, Man City. And you see, so I don't know. Sometimes I don't know how clubs think. I don't know. It all depends on people managing money and everything. You see, so it's really bad.
But if it's about money, they qualify for the Champions
They
League,
did.
so you're gonna get money regardless.
and they won the Europa.
yeah,
Exactly. They
it's
beat
because
United.
Daniel Levy.
They beat United to it.
I know. It
Yeah.
was the worst final I've ever watched.
Oh, that is it.
It was the worst final. It was the shittiest goal I've ever seen.
They did, and then the next thing we hear on the news is the manager have been sacked. So
Postecoglou. Hey, if there's a team needs a coach, you should hire Postecoglou because he
Yeah.
wins trophies.
oh no, he would.
Yeah.
There should be there would be a team getting on him, like getting him to sign.
Ugh.
Yeah,
Trust
for
me.
this. Yeah.
Trust me, I have family that some family originated from Tottenham, so I have a little bit of a I have to support them by that. But I was so mad. I was so mad.
A coach come in, and then the next season they're winning a major European trophy for you. That in years you haven't won, and then the next thing is And don't forget about this issue too with Mourinho.
Mourinho?
Mourinho,
Jose? The special one.
this. Oh come on, Mourinho qualifying. Is he Roma?
Yeah.
Yeah, to the final, and then boom,
Oh.
he's gone.
He only has a 2 years at a club. 2 years and he's gone.
So this is terrible, with clubs, with management, with owners and stuff. You want to do things your way, and look at Thomas with Chelsea when the new ownership took over. And trust me, if I say Chelsea played their best football. I would say, not under Mourinho, like their best football under Thomas, when everybody was together. Come on, Chelsea is going against Madrid in Spain, and Madrid, like, they have to be really, really careful.
Yeah.
I feel like, no, those days Chelsea really gelled a lot,
Yeah.
But then one moment I don't agree with you, you don't agree with me, poof, you are gone. Because that is it. That is how it works.
That's how football works these days.
Yeah.
So, Suadik, I'd like to play a fun game here. But first, my first question to ask you is, who's your favorite player of all time? Excluding Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo.
No way. You can take Ronaldo out.
Excluding him. You just got to pick one.
I've never thought about this. After Ronaldo, I've never thought about anyone. And you put me on the spot. Best of all time?
Benzema, Modric.
No. Are you talking about club-wise or general?
General. Could be anything throughout the generations. Could be international. Could be club.
Best of all time?
That's your favorite of all time, other than Cristiano.
Oh, no way. Come on. It's still Ronaldo. There's nobody. There's
Okay.
nobody behind Ronaldo.
So, for the sake of this game,
Yeah.
I'm going to choose a player for you. I'm
And
going to
who
choose a
would that
player. I'm going to explain the game, but I'm going to
Yeah.
choose a player.
Okay.
A legend. Like it's a player from across the generations.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go with Francisco Totti.
Totti.
Okay.
All time?
So we're picking this player. I'm gonna do this game where
Okay.
I'm gonna say another player, and if you think that, what do you call it? If you think that the player is better,
Yeah.
then you say it. If you
Okay.
think Totti's better, you stay
See.
silent.
Okay, yeah. Let's go.
Okay, so from Francisco Totti,
Okay.
the player played for Roma over 20 years.
Yeah.
And he actually said one cool quote, by the way. He said that he would cheat on his wife first before he would cheat on Roma. They built different back then,
Yeah.
just saying.
Yeah.
Okay. Francisco Totti or Eden Hazard? Prime Chelsea.
I'll go for Totti.
Good. I was going to say, we're going to have some
I'll go
words
for
if you
Totti.
chose Eden Hazard
No,
there.
I'll go
Oh,
for
my
Totti.
God. Okay.
I'll go for Totti. All day.
Okay. Francisco Totti, N'Golo Kante.
I'll still go for Totti.
Might piss some Chelsea fans off with that one.
I'll still go for Totti. Hey, Kante, wonderful player. Hazard, wonderful player. I give them the credit, but I'll still go for Totti. You know, those the culture of soccer, like of football. We normally call it football. The culture of football started way back, and if you've watched Totti play all this year, the passion behind the ball, the game. You know, now Roma is a bit down, but those days, no, I'll still give them the
Still got
credit.
some ballers though. Still got
Yeah,
Paulo Dybala.
yeah,
Paulo Dybala is a really good player. They
yeah,
got Matthias Saul.
yeah,
So I watched a lot of Serie A, but that's
yeah,
my league.
yeah, yeah.
But no, absolutely, they definitely. I know they've been kind of on a down. They don't have really like I think of like greats like Daniele De Rossi
Yeah,
and all those type of
Rossi,
players.
yeah,
It's not the
yeah,
same.
yeah,
But so moving on from that, so you still pick Totti.
yeah.
Okay, I'm really gonna test you here.
Okay.
Francisco Totti or Luka Modric?
Modric. Wow.
Is he better than Francisco Totti? Who are you taking?
All time or
You got to pick
current?
one. Pick one. If you pick Modric, people are gonna say you're a biased Madrid fan. But you gotta be honest. Who would you,
I
who'd you
have to
take?
be honest.
Yeah.
Wow. I'll still go for Totti.
Really?
Yeah, I'll still go for
Wow, I'm surprised by that.
I'll still go for Totti.
Okay, how
No
about this
two ways
one?
about it.
Totti or David Beckham?
Beckham and Totti. To me,
Yeah.
hey, I love Italian football too. You know.
Okay.
Beckham did wonderful stuff. Yeah, but in between the two, come on, David. If I go for Beckham, the next one or two people that might come up, I might drop them because but I'll still go for Totti.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, that's a hard one.
yeah,
I gave you two Galacticos there.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna test you with another one here. Totti or Iniesta?
Oh yeah. I don't know why you're mentioning Totti and Iniesta, but you know I'm a Madrid fan, and I wouldn't give it to Iniesta. I'll still pick Totti.
Oh, it's because of that. Wow. Barca fans, I know
I'll
how you
still
feel
give
about
it
that.
to Totti. Yeah, I'll not give it to Iniesta.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a feeling you might go. I have a feeling you might go with this one.
Yeah.
Totti or Zizou?
Oh, come on. Zinedine. Yeah, Zidane.
The
Zizou.
greatest headbutt of all time, baby.
Zidane have taken it. Yeah, Zinedine.
Do you know what's that World Cup final, Materazzi? Do you know what he said about his? Do you know what got him all heated?
No.
Do you know what Materazzi said to Zidane?
No.
Because Zidane used to play on Juve.
Yeah.
So the Materazzi and Inter, they used to talk a lot in Italian.
Yeah.
Apparently, Materazzi said something about his sister.
And he's not taking that for granted.
No.
Yeah.
Apparently, they said something about like.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
this is the issue. You know, now I know there are a lot of football has developed a lot, and yeah, we have a lot of cameras all over the stadium, speakers like microphones that even go pick up the little comments you make, and yeah, that is. But back then, we don't have all this.
Nope.
So people just go out with saying all sort of stuff, you know, and at the end of the day, you get red carded for something you have to do. But all the same, it's also part of the game, and he went on to defend himself, defend his family against ill comments, and that cost him.
Okay, I get that, but why headbutt? Why not punch? Why not do something? I don't know. Headbutt just seems like a total out of nowhere.
So I wanna ask you a question
Uh-huh.
on that. When playing soccer, which of your organs work extensively?
Organs?
Yeah.
Well, I think the brain probably the first one because
Okay.
you're always thinking what's going on and what the
And-
next play will be.
And after that,
Heart.
perfect. In terms of emotions, which part of our body controls those?
The brain.
And then
The heart.
perfect.
Mhm.
So when you see a player running for 90 minutes on the field, hearts pumped, brain all over, and you say something little to them, the next moment they want to process that with their brain, that emotions they consume with their heart, these two organs, they get affected a lot of times. So you sometimes you do things you don't want to do, like extremely things you don't want. And sometimes too, people take you on the wrong side. For example, maybe let's say last in our last game with United Western, I went at this guy. He had the ball flown to him, and I went closer to him. I didn't want him to get the ball, so there was a little contact over there, and then he was on the ground. So I went to him, and I wanted to say, "Hey, sorry, like I didn't come in just to hit you, you know." And he was mad all over, and then he didn't even want to hear me say something. So sometimes you approach people for the right reasons, but because their emotions and then their state of mind at that particular moment, they even take it on the bad side.
Yeah.
And so then you just have to step aside and then let the moment pass. And yeah, so it happens at that particular time. That's why you see mostly on the field when a player is on the ground and let me say there's a bad tackle, you see other players running to cover up, like to help them to split or to de-escalate the situation, because at that particular time you don't know what is going through the person's mind, how he probably how he absorbed whatever had happened. So you see a lot of players coming just to try and escalate the situation before the referee comes in to issue whatever penalty they wanted to issue or whatever. So it involves a lot, the mind and then the heart, the two organs that are always running, thinking, doing whatever they want to do on the field, and it consumes. And yeah, so
It's a lot of emotion.
a lot of emotion
Yeah. I
behind
love
that.
that segue.
You see, mostly when these racial stuffs are made towards players, one being Vinicius, mostly, yeah, just in recent days, they want to play, but at that same time, the state of mind and would not allow them to focus on the game. So then the best thing is just to move out of the game, and then yeah, so it involves a lot. Like soccer players or footballers really go through a lot.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
The high pressure, right? How
Oh yeah,
intense is on you.
exactly.
One last player one last player comparison to
Okay.
end it off.
Yeah.
Zizou or Ronaldinho?
So you know why when you asked me about Beckham, I told you if I went for Beckham, I know surely I'm gonna drop him
Yeah.
in a couple of uh, game to go on. Like that is because I know Beckham is skillful, and when you take Beckham, Ronaldinho is coming, and I would have dropped Beckham for Dino. But Zizou and Dino, I grew up loving Brazil, and I loved Ronaldinho, and I grew up loving France too.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're on the fence here. Which is it
But,
gonna be? What's it gonna be,
but,
Suadik?
but Zinedine Zidane
No.
to me.
You're gonna piss a lot of people off with
Oh
that
yeah,
comment.
Zidane for me. Because I see beyond only the skills on the field,
Mm,
and also yeah, I see beyond all that. I see him as a leader. I'm not saying Ronaldinho is not a leader though, but I see him as I see Zidane as a leader. I see him as a father also, and also what he's doing after resignation, like after he left football, he's coaching.
yeah.
And that is not to say Dino is not doing anything. He's also an ambassador, so he's doing a lot. But Zizou giving back to the game, coaching, who has won a couple of titles too, being a coach. So above all, I'll give that to him.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think you could go wrong with either or.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
trust me, I have a soft spot for both players.
Yeah.
From time to time, I'm guilty of looking up old Ronaldinho
Yeah, exactly.
highlights back in the day. Same thing with Zizou. But I will say this: if I were to pick a team,
Yeah.
and I could pick any players I want from all the eras, and I needed to pick one person, it'd be my two choices:
Yeah.
Zizou
Yeah.
and Pirlo in my midfield as Regista.
Wow.
That's would be me. I would have them. I would have one of those guys as my first pick in
Yeah.
that midfield.
Yeah, yeah. I with Pelo and Zizou, if I have one position for both of them, I'll pick Zizou.
Yeah.
But if it's two, I'll see how I can play two of them.
Yeah.
Because like they are exceptional. Like the style of play, the style of play is unique to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
That you can see two players playing one style of football. The style of play is unique to everybody, and the part they play on their team is also unique to everybody. You can see two players trying to match up, playing the same style of football, but then the commitment on the team, the decisions, okay, the involvement, it's always different. And I respect Pedro. I've seen him, I've watched him play both on national level and on club level, and I respect him a lot and I like him a lot. Yeah, for the love of the game. Yeah,
Absolutely. So there's one other segment I want to do for the show.
yeah.
And I'm gonna name some stories.
Oh, okay.
And I need you to say if it's real
Yeah.
or if it's
Or
fake.
fake. Wow.
Yeah. So we're gonna go through some couple stories here. Danilo, feel free to chime in if you think they're real or
Yeah.
fake or not.
Yeah.
But let's get right into it. So they get a little harder. I'll start with some easy ones.
Okay.
But let's kind of start off from the jump. So, you know, footballing legend Johan Cruyff, the Dutchman,
Yep.
inventor of the Cruyff turn.
Yeah.
This player was kidnapped back in the 80s or early 90s for a couple of days, held for ransom, and then found a way to escape. Is this true or fake?
I'll go for true.
It is
Yeah,
true. Johan
yeah,
Cruyff
yeah,
was kidnapped. He
yeah,
talked about it in his autobiography.
yeah,
Huge
Yeah,
thing there.
I'll go for true. Yeah.
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 So I'll give you another situation.
Yeah.
English footballing legend, controversial one, John Terry. Chelsea center back.
Yeah.
Had an affair with teammate Wayne Bridges' wife. True or false? False, Daniela says.
Is it John Terry? No, okay, no, yeah, false. I think it's false.
That actually is true.
No, I had this issue with. Is it,
So,
Wow,
for some
okay.
context, back in 2011,
yeah.
John Terry
Yeah.
and Wayne Bridge were teammates,
Okay.
center back partners,
Wow.
defenders.
Yeah.
Turns out that he was shagging his wife.
Oh,
And
way.
looks like Wayne Bridge came out in the press. He leaked it, everything, Wayne Bridge.
Ran away?
So guess what happened? Wayne Bridge ends up transferring teams.
Yeah.
They play each other.
Yeah.
They go to shake their hands. Wayne Bridge doesn't shake
Just
it.
a shaky side. Yeah.
This happened back in the day. This is like prime
Prime. Yeah.
controversy. So now every time everyone talks about John Terry, they talk about the Wayne Bridge incident.
So I had one issue with. Is it one matter?
Juan Mata.
Is it one matter? Oh no, sorry, Ryan Giggs.
No, I was gonna mention
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
How do you
Ryan
have an
Giggs.
affair with your brother's wife?
So that came up my
That's
mind.
insane.
You know, when you talk about Terry, the only issue that came up my mind was that of Ryan Giggs. And
Do you know that he's
Yeah.
he's the father of one of the kids?
humans are different in nature. You have, I don't know, you know, sometimes, I don't know, people go through certain things that you would want to judge at the end of the day, but you also want to be careful. It's bad, yeah. There's no two ways about it. But it's their family issue, let them deal with it. Yeah, let them deal with it. However they want to deal with it, let them deal with it. I don't want to go in there. Yeah, but it's
that's
bad. It's bad. Yeah, you don't do that. You don't do that. Yeah, and then let them deal with it. Yeah, maybe they can do a little bit of transfer money wise here and there. They can they can swap their wives or whatever they want to do. But, I don't want to deal with that.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Okay, well, I got another one here for you. So, seems like a lot of cheating happens in the world of football. I don't know. There's like other stories of that happening too.
But then a lot of people also go like innocent, you know.
Yeah.
And these players, I think, also have to be given the credit.
Yeah.
You know, that is why I was mentioning it earlier that when news pop up regarding certain players and then clubs just sideline them all over, and it's really bad. And like we were talking about Courtois, and I'm like, yeah, we always take up for our players.
Yeah.
You know, we will go for them. So I know there have been a lot of players who has also been on this side and are really, really innocent, you know. And these have ruined a lot of stuff for them. And they came back again. But at the end of the day, it still can't be as it is or as it was, because when these issues start up, they ruin a lot of things, and you can't get all this stuff back.
Yeah.
So I think they have to be really really careful about how they go on with these issues of relations and stuff with players and the playing body and all this stuff. They have to be really really careful
Absolutely.
with handling them. Yeah.
I agree. And
Yeah.
I'm sorry they keep their private lives usually
Yeah.
pretty down low.
Yeah.
I have another one.
Yeah.
1994 World Cup.
Okay.
Colombia's in the tournament. And defender Andreas Escobar,
Okay.
not Pablo, don't
Yeah.
worry,
No.
ends up scoring an own goal
Yeah.
in the World Cup against Colombia.
Yeah.
Colombia ends up losing.
Yeah.
About a couple months later, Escobar ends up being shot. People say that the mob or the gangs in Colombia had money on that game that Andreas scored the own goal,
I think
and they said that
I'll
they shot him because of
they
that,
lost.
because of the own goal.
I think I heard something like this, so I might go for a true. Yeah.
It is true.
Ah,
It is
yeah,
true.
I
He is
heard, yeah.
one of the only players
Yeah.
to be killed
Yeah.
for
For-
on field performance.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So as that is how the culture is. That is why. So I never do sport betting.
Yeah, I don't either.
I never do sport betting ever since sport betting came up. I've not for even once done it. I'm not a fan of it. I don't encourage it. I play the ball. I play the game because of it's a hobby.
Mhm.
I play for fun. I play because I love the game, and these things have impact on the game. I know a lot of people are gonna be mad at me saying this, but I would never do that for me. And anybody who is doing that also, I know a lot of people lose a lot of money on sport betting.
Yep.
And like talking about losing the bad part, a lot of people also make a lot of money on it, which I wouldn't take. I wouldn't take out. But basically, these are some of the things that happen. When people bet their houses and stuff, like their whole businesses on just a game, and at the end of the day, they lose everything. They can go all the way, all nuts to do certain crazy stuffs.
It's the thrill.
Yeah, and killing or like killing somebody because of an own goal, which I don't feel like there is any player. Though, yeah, there have been a couple of players recently who go on betting and then they score themselves. They score own goals at their own clubs. I don't say it that it has not happened. It happened.
Yeah.
Even in recent years, in Italy.
The Cacciolopoli scandal.
Yeah. So it happens, but at the end of the day, if you have to lose your life because of this, I feel it's not really. It doesn't help the game in any way.
No.
No.
Well, yeah, and I get that too. I think my always thing is like, people can obviously go gamble and things like that. I think the biggest advice I always say is like, be willing to like whatever you're willing to lose. That's what you can bet.
Yeah.
And everything in moderation, right?
Yeah.
So that's one thing that too. Now there's one last story,
Okay.
and it's a pretty big story.
Okay.
I'm gonna go through the details.
Okay.
This happened back in early 2010s in Italy, the Serie A, Sampdoria.
Okay. Sampdoria.
Major striker Mauro Icardi.
Okay.
Other big player for the squad, Maxime Lopez.
Okay.
Maxime Lopez has a wife called Wanda Nara. Has kids with her. Marriage is on the brink of divorce. And Wanda takes a liking to Mauro Icardi. Ends up going through the whole shebang. Cheating happens. Maxime and Wanda get divorced. Guess who gets together? Mauro and Wanda get together. And what does Mauro do? He doesn't take it in grace. Doesn't take it, respectful. What does he do? He gets tattoos of Maxime's kids on him. Gets tattoos of his former teammates' kids on him. starts posting all about him and Wanda together, and them have their own kids.
Yeah.
Mauro goes on to go on to Inter Milan, scores a lot of goals, becomes one of the best strikers in Italy, even plays for Argentina. Then moves to PSG. Played there for a while.
Yeah.
Guess what Mauro does? Mauro cheats on Wanda. They take a break. They come back together. Then guess what happens? Wanda ends up cheating on Mauro with another footballer. And guess what? Mauro, his wife Wanda, is actually his agent.
Wow.
So guess what happens then? They end up getting divorced, and she takes the kids to Argentina, back to Argentina. And Mauro's back in Turkey, playing for Galatasaray, but lost tons of money in the whole ordeal. And it's kind of similar to Wayne Bridge and John Terry.
Yeah.
Also, when they played each other.
Yeah. We don't want to get involved.
True or false?
These?
False, Daniel is saying.
Outside with Daniel.
It's true.
Wow.
Yeah, he got tattoos of Maxim's kids on him.
Yeah.
It's insane. Like, this guy gave no fucks about anything.
Wow.
He's just like, he's like, I
just gonna do what I gotta do.
Oh my god, dude! It was this. Like, I think that love story is probably like the most savage I've ever seen. And then how they end up cheating on each other. And yeah, it's crazy.
One thing I feel about the European football is also there are a lot of money involved. Hey, you heard the story of a boy, Arsenal, who lost almost everything to his wife.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and sometimes you have to be really, really careful. And you heard about the Hakimi story.
Yeah,
too.
he put everything in his mom's name. So when his wife divorced him, she got nothing.
So the game is a little bit tricky, not only with footballers, but also a lot of people, people you don't know, people who have other political ambitions and stuff.
But you look at Pogba, family still, like, his brother was blackmailing him. Like,
So at the end of the day, human nature is different. I don't know, but people do all kinds of crazy stuff for crazy reasons. You certainly don't understand, So it's really terrible where some people. A lot of people go blackmail, Yeah.
Well, look at some of the football. Like, some players have their houses broken into.
Yeah.
Some even got held for ransom. The most recent one's Donnarumma and his wife.
Yeah.
Like, they're like held hostage, like, and they're just robbed in front of them.
Some of them, even their families, get.
Diaz.
Yes.
Diaz,
exactly.
his dad or mom taken.
Dad or mom. Yeah. And it's really terrible. But they should also tell you that this is the game and this is what is happening.
Yeah.
In life, for example, there are a lot of kidnapping stories that go unreported, and a lot of ransom people pay just to keep things under tone. But it's something that is happening.
Yeah.
You are a target. I'm
Yeah.
also a target. So, it might not be through kidnapping, but maybe through something else. So, yeah.
Well, that was story time on the Observer Football Podcast. I'll bring more for next episode, but I hope you guys like those.
Oh yeah. Sure.
But trust me, I got stories for you, and I can give you more examples of some good ones there. So I know we're coming close to the end here. There's two more topics I want to talk about here.
Okay.
I want to talk about the Canadian men's soccer team.
Oh, okay.
So, Suadik, how familiar are you with the Canadian men's soccer team?
I'm quite familiar with my team that I support in Canada. You can see me wearing Valor. Yeah, and just before that, I also have a little surprise for you. And I don't know whether you're going to recognize this jersey. So I'm wearing some green jersey underneath.
Oh, yes. That's yeah. So for those who don't know, on the podcast before, this is Soccer Dave's jersey from the Men's Indoor Soccer League.
Hey,
absolutely.
Good afternoon, Soccer Dave.
Soccer Dave.
Keep doing whatever you're doing. And I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I think he just met, I think I was watching one of his Instagrams. He actually just met Rio Ferdinand.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was playing on the TST 7v7 tournament, so he was meeting a lot of soccer legends.
I think I saw a couple of his podcasts on his Instagram.
Yeah.
his videos, and yeah, he's doing absolutely well. He's really doing well.
Absolutely.
He's putting in much. Yeah. So hey, Soccer Dave. Yeah, thanks, and I also I hope we will meet very soon. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. So back to the Canadian Premier League. Yeah, I've been supporting Valor for like almost a year now. Yeah, and though we went down last year, uh, I feel like the zeal I'm seeing in the team this year, is really good. Like I see that fighting spirit. Like I was saying last year, I saw a lot of players not really proving or like as in showing that they are really committed to making that change. But I'm
Mm.
seeing a difference
Yeah.
in this squad, and I love the game they are playing. I love the systems they are playing. I love some of the players really really deep, like genuine love, and Ralph, big ups to yourselves. Yeah, how's it going there? Yeah, so
Well, and trust me, for those who don't know, like Raf's obviously like the team captain, the
yeah,
Rhino
yeah,
of the squad.
oh
Obviously, he's
yeah,
a great story to have.
yeah,
Grew up a little bit here, playing in the men's major soccer league here,
yeah,
and then being able to apply his trade for his hometown club. It's
oh
been
yeah,
absolutely amazing to see.
yeah,
Love seeing him play. Hope he's got like a lot more years left in him.
yeah,
It's been fantastic to see them rebound from years past. I think this is probably the best team I think Valor's
yeah,
had.
yeah,
I just personally I think they're just missing a true number 9. If they
yeah.
do have a true number 9, I think they takes them over that edge.
So this is one thing I feel personally, not anything regarding Valor, but this is one thing I feel. I see some of the players really showing commitment.
Hmm.
They they really want to play. They really want to win. That is how I feel about it. And if we can really, really get all the team to kind of sync with this energy, I'm sure like Valor is gonna be unstoppable. Because I was in the stadium when we played the Whitecaps.
I was there too.
Oh, the energy level.
It was they wanted it more.
Honestly, it was like they wanted it more.
Yeah.
Okay, and I just want us, like, because I'm also part of Valor as a fan or whatever, but I just want us to have that wanted it all energy every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is all what I wanted us to see. Yeah.
Well, I'm seeing new players come in. Like one of my favorite center backs now in
Yeah. Yeah.
in general is Romeo Rocco.
Yeah,
Love him
Romeo.
in the back. Like that
Wow.
header goal he scored against
Whoa. Whoa.
against Whitecaps was
Yeah.
insane.
And Egu.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Anthony.
Egu,
Yeah,
Egu is
yeah.
also
Left
coming
back,
up.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
no, he also plays in center back.
Oh, says he?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm thinking of Antonoglu.
No. It's
Timmy.
no, not Timmy. Timmy is good. Like
Yeah,
Timmy
Timmy,
is
yeah,
good.
yeah.
But the I don't know. It's Egu, yeah. EGWU. I don't know how you
I think
pronounce it.
yeah. Oh, Eagle. Yeah.
Egu,
New
yeah.
signing. Yeah.
Yeah, Egu, the new signing. This guy is also doing absolutely well. Yeah, he's also scoring a couple of goals for us. He's a couple of winning. And one of my, like, I'm not being too dramatic here, but aside Raf, like, who's been one of my best players on the team, Twadek. Yeah,
Fantastic player.
this guy is really really fantastic, and I like the energy. I like his take-ons, and I think the last part I'll say is one thing I've also realized is the final third, the final third. He makes a lot of runs, takes on, and makes a lot of pull-ups into the 18, but the person to finish it up, and that is it. The number 19, I've forgotten his name, but I see a kind of passion in him. Yeah, I'm giving him the credit for that. He started playing as a striker now, and I'll only say he should continue playing the way he's playing, and that would help the team. Yeah,
absolutely. Well, we always will talk about Valor, and we support our hometown club. Make sure you go out and check their games. Tickets are so cheap.
Oh yeah.
And when we see that level of support we see for the Sea Bears here, we got to get that for Valor.
Go Valor.
Yeah,
Go.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, one other question. So with the Canadians men's national team, the Gold Cup's going to be happening soon.
Yeah.
The roster's going to look for the World Cup next year. Huge news for Canada. This is probably one of the highest ranked Canada's ever been. We got some really promising players. I mean, you got Alphonso Davies.
Yep.
I know a lot of controversy
Captain.
with the ACL injury. Bayern Munich not being happy. That happens. You got Jonathan David, free agent.
Yeah.
Where does he go now? I think he goes to Premier League personally. I think he goes to Premier League.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't know though, but yeah, Premier League would be best.
I think so.
Yeah, Premier League would be best. Yeah.
I also think Bundesliga, maybe Dortmund. I can see him being a good fit there.
So, I don't know whether you know this, but you know, players gel in different leagues.
Yeah.
Yeah, players really gel in different leagues, basically because of the nature of the league, and then the system that the league, like the system of the league. So I would say look at your qualities, look at where you feel like, look at the system, also the team, and go where you love, where you know you're gonna play good football, and one player I always compare this with is Calvin Prince Boateng, who have played in Barcelona, AC Milan, have played in
He's played all over. Yeah.
but I heard him saying one of his best footballs was with what was this team? I think
This is in Italy.
This guy, the coach for Brighton who left.
De Zerbi.
Which team did he coach before coming?
Sassuolo.
Oh, this was Sassuolo.
He coached in Italy. He coached Sassuolo. Then he went to Ukraine. He coached. I think it was.
No, but I think maybe one of these coaches that De Zerbi coached, one of these teams that De Zerbi coached, and he made mention of it, and it's like, hey, I played my best football over there. So
Boateng did play in Sassuolo.
Yeah,
he did. So
sometimes you might get a move and willing to move, but maybe that is not where you're gonna play your best football, or that is not where you're gonna gel. So there are a lot of factors. So but above all, the Premier League is the best league in the world. We all say, arguably, but the best league in the world for me, and Spanish is also there. So go for where you're gonna get a lot of challenges, and
Well, I of course too. I'm just kind of finishing talking about Canada. Like we got a lot of players now that are representing other countries switching to Canada. Like Promise David is a huge new addition from Nigeria. He made his debut for the Canada squad not too long ago, which is huge. A lot of the time too, back in the day, there was one. He's just center back from AC Milan. He's English. Came from Chelsea, but he could have switched to Canada, but he chose England. I'm trying to remember his name. Hold on.
So there have been a lot of nationality switch, which is not a bad thing to do, because let's say for example, going into the England national team is gonna be very, very
Hard.
And if you have this, look at Ronaldo's son.
Cristiano Junior. Ronaldo.
He has the opportunity to even play for Portugal. He have the opportunity to play for Spain.
He also play for the United States.
You see, so it's a lot. So it's good. Like it's good on the part of some of the players, because not because you are not good enough, but you also need opportunity. And back at home we always say, when you're a player and you play on your club side and you also play in your national team, it gives you this kind of like
motivation
and also elevation. So it's good. And if I don't see that happening with one country and I can play with another country and I'm qualified to, why not? I'll go for them.
By the way, the center back's name was Tomori.
Okay, Tomori. Okay,
yeah. There's other players too, but like Canada, I feel like we're just starting to really turn it around and put more focus on it. Like I know Jesse Marsh, the national team's coach, is doing a fantastic job. He even said he's like, how does a defender or how does a midfielder like Kone, like
Yeah.
how he was only or Bambino was only
Remember,
only discovered in early 20s. They should be
yeah.
discovered in early teenage years.
Yeah.
So it's really good to see how that team is going, and I can't wait to see how they perform in the Gold Cup. Um, my favorite, personally, they call him the Maritime Messi
Yeah.
because he's born in the Maritimes.
Yeah.
Schafflenberg,
Oh, okay.
right winger. I
Yeah,
love
yeah.
watching him play, and I love
Yeah.
the Maritime
Yeah.
Messi tag.
Yeah. So I think one thing I've realized here is the development of soccer.
Yeah.
Like it's top notch, you know. And I've seen a lot of kids playing. Like I told you, I'm coaching with Phoenix, and was it last month or last 2 months? I was in Edmonton. We had this Spring Cup, and I saw a lot of quality in the youth coming up. So yeah, I'm giving Canada like about 10 years to come, and we're gonna have exceptional players. You know, who started from. I think it even now. I'm seeing a lot of good players. You know, a lot of good players that are being groomed. Yeah, and are playing good football. Like
Absolutely.
at this age, 11, 12, 13. Oh wow! So by next 5 years to 10 years, yeah, we should be able to come. We should like Canada should be able to come up with a very solid group.
Yeah.
That will be competing in international levels. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, to end the podcast, one final debate. Danilo, feel free to chime in on this if you want. I know that he's kind of outside the world of football, but he can still have his opinion.
Yeah.
Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi, who's the GOAT? I know you're going to side with Ronaldo. I'm going to side with Messi. I want to hear your debate first. Why is Cristiano Ronaldo the GOAT?
You know, talent is talent. You see talent, yeah. When you see talent and recognizes it, you know that this is talent. Look at Yamal, perfect. This is pure talent. You can't take it away from him. Look at the passes. Look at how he cut across, how he dribbles through, cut down one or two defenders. You have to get about two or three people on him to stop him, you know? And this is pure. That is the same way. Messi is pure talent. You can't take that out. Okay, but one thing beats talent for sure. And what is that? Hard work. If you work hard, you beat talent. No matter how you brand talent as whatever branding you put on talent, if you work hard, you're surely gonna beat talent. And that is what I see in Ronaldo. I see pure hard work, nothing but hard work from beginning till end. Pure hard work, and he's still doing it. He's still doing it. He just recently won the Nations League, and it's all based on hard work. You know, leave, get about 10 or 20 people in their 40s playing soccer now, and see how many of them are still gonna match the energy he has on the field, or the contributions he does on the field.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know, surround yourself with young players who are playing and see. So I still give him that because of pure hard work. And this is one thing I always say that I know a lot of people are not gonna take me on this. I say he has proven it. He has proven that he's worth it. He proved it in England. What is the best? What is the best league in the world?
Currently, as of today, I'll say Premier League.
Premier League. He proved it in the Premier League. After the Premier League, which league is after that?
If we're talking today, it's a toss-up right now. I know Serie A, you could have mentioned, was last year was 2, but probably right now, probably La Liga or Serie A could be up there, but La Liga's up there.
So either La Liga, he proved it in it. Which is the third one? I think you're gonna give it to Serie A.
Mm-hmm.
He proved it in it. Right or wrong? So the top 3 best leagues in the world, he showed his impact, not only winning best player or something, but winning top goal scorer and also winning titles, you know. So I give it to him. He's proved over the years in top European football and also with his country. The only thing I think is lacking now is the World Cup trophy. and then we're gonna say he's won everything all. But apart from like without him even getting the World Cup, he's literally won everything all, like everything in soccer. So uh, I give it to him because he's proven himself and across different leagues in Europe, and also the hard work he puts in, and not only that, but also as a leader, you know. And I'm really sure after soccer, he's also gonna give back to the game, and that I see in him, and that is why I give it to him. I don't know which argument you're gonna use to counter this,
So
but
let's just say this. So here's what I'll say first and foremost.
yeah,
I feel like a lot of people don't appreciate the like how I feel very lucky to grow up in a generation where I got to see like Messi and
Messi,
Ronaldo play
yeah,
against each other.
yeah.
Like trust me, I used to skip school with my buddies to go watch El Clasico
Wow,
in high school. So 2010s, 2011, 2012s,
yeah.
peak years. Like those Real Madrid sides and Barcelona side, like, you
So
can't get better
this
than
is
that.
this is what I want to say. Let's try and let's say an El Clasico, okay, where we switch Messi into Madrid and switch Ronaldo into Barcelona.
I don't think it would work.
No, I'm just saying, imagine an El Clasico with Iniesta, like all the Barcelona players
Yeah.
and all the Madrid players gelling, switch Messi into Madrid and Ronaldo into Barcelona, and tell me among these two players who is gonna play good foot, like who is gonna like sync with the team. Be honest.
Again, it depends. Like it depends if you put because Messi could interchange between the left side and center. Like they
Yeah,
sometimes would do like a false nine. It
yeah,
depends on how the team setup is. It depends on what era you're gonna choose. Like
yeah,
I think if you're choosing like 2010s, 2011, 2012s Barcelona, yeah, obviously like you got like David Villa on the left. You can
yeah,
put a striker and things like that.
yeah,
Obviously, to be honest, any of that team, like you got like PK, you got Alves, you got Jordi Alba, and Xavi, and Iniesta, like you got peak
yeah. Pick
everybody. So
everybody.
Ronaldo would do fantastic in that
Yeah.
team. I know he would,
Oh
especially with
yeah.
Pep Guardiola at the helm,
Yeah.
for sure. Uh, I'm not saying that
Messi will not do well.
Messi would do good in
Yeah.
the Galacticos. I
Yeah.
think the thing that has to happen, and I think it has to happen through Ronaldo, and I've seen it firsthand. I'm a Juve fan.
Yeah.
I have a
Yeah.
love-hate relationship with
Yeah.
Ronaldo. I
Yeah.
loved him during his
Yeah.
time,
Yeah.
but what happens? They become too reliant.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And then because then after Ronaldo left, it's been a shambles.
Yes.
So but the thing is Galacticos is Galacticos and they have like guess there's a thing. I feel that's the one thing about Real Madrid that it's just really hard to say if they've put him in the middle
Middle.
because the thing is they have Benzema still. If they
Yeah.
again, it depends what we're talking about here, but I do think he would thrive there. It just depends. He would have to buy in to the concept. I think they would thrive. If you're going to ask who has an immediate impact for myself, I think Ronaldo would probably be more sufficient in the
Exactly.
Barca squad to start off with.
That is what I'm saying.
But
That is what I'm saying. To me, he's earned it through hard work, and yeah, I give him. Hey, not to say Messi is not a good player. Hey, one of the best players we've seen in our era. You know, the two best players we've seen in our era, Messi and Ronaldo. But to me, I give the credit to Ronaldo because of hard work, because of consistency, and yeah, that is it. He won it.
this so I agree with I don't get me wrong. I love Ronaldo, great player. Here's my final feedback about Messi, and this is why I think Messi is the greatest of all time. And this is my honest opinion. I'm not just disagreeing with you for the sake of disagreeing with you. First off, when we talk about so we give the two. Ronaldo's hard work, talent. There's still obviously talent there. Messi was God given talent. Like he was talking like from an early age. When I look at just the accomplishments he's had, like yeah, I mean he's won how many Champions League, especially with Barcelona. He's also reached multiple World Cup. He's reached 2 World Cup finals. And he's 1-for-1, and he lost in extra time to Germany.
Yeah.
So he could easily have 2 World Cups by now. He again thrives, and he had the longest time where he couldn't win with the Argentine national team, and the national team has not had a really good glory year since Maradona.
Maradona, yeah.
And look at the Copa Americas. How many Copa Americas did
Yeah,
Argentina
yeah,
lose?
yeah.
Gonzalo Higuain,
So, yeah.
great in the Serie A, not for Argentina.
for
I don't know
Argentina,
why. He
yeah.
did so bad for them, but nonetheless, he comes back. He wins the Copa America, wins that. He ends up winning the World.
World Cup.
I'm sorry, that World Cup game. Such a good game. But I really feel like though, it's like a 1A 1B situation. Like neither player is great. For me personally, like, and this is where I say, like, I think for me, Ronaldo's done it in multiple leagues. We also seen Messi go to PSG and win also the Liga and title.
Yeah.
I really do feel like Messi's like he wasn't the same player he was when he went to PSG. But when you're looking at like the totality of it and how he's be able to, I got to give it to Messi based on like that World Cup win and also the international titles and the club titles. And that alone, I feel like he has to give the edge. Don't get me wrong. The World Cup's next year. Ronaldo just won the Nations League.
So what if Ronaldo wins the World Cup this year?
Then that changes the conversation.
Totally.
Yeah, but I'm just saying for right now, a lot of people judge Pele, judge Maradona on the number of World Cups they have and what championships they win. Again, I'm not taking away from Ronaldo. Obviously has a great player. I'm privileged to live in a life that we are able to see them. I just think for now, I know it's the easy argument, but when you look at this, all of them have both records that they're really shattered. I mean, look, my favorite year was when Messi scored the most number of goals in a calendar year.
Yeah.
Over almost 100 goals.
Yeah.
Like he just has titles and things like that you can't really touch.
Yeah.
But in the end, I think you got to give, when you see a shadow and you see Messi and you see the goat behind him, I got to give it to him, because if I'm looking at a team just to build everything through in that tiki-taka style, the Barcelona way, I got to go with Messi.
If I'm looking for someone that I can build any other way around, I'll give it to Ronaldo.
Well, of course, we're divided on this conversation.
Exactly.
Again,
and don't worry, we're hitting 1,000 goals. Yeah, and I don't know how you guys are going to stop that, but we're surely hitting 1,000 goals with Ronaldo. Yeah. And watch us in the next coming season and the next, and also watch out for us in the World Cup. And,
okay. Well,
I would want Ghana to also qualify and come to the World Cup, and I would want them to progress and win it. But also if Portugal wins, I'll be happy for Ronaldo.
Please, Italy, please qualify for a World Cup. Holy shit.
Oh, yeah.
Gattuso just got hired. Please don't miss him on the third one. But to end the podcast, producer Danilo, who are you taking, Messi or Ronaldo? Oh,
no way.
Hey, but he's from South America, so I don't know.
Oh, no way.
But I mean, hey, we've spoken. That is the end of the Observer Football Podcast. Yeah. Please be sure to let us know your comments below about not only the footballing stories you talked about, share some of the stories you may have heard going on in the football world. Yeah. Who is the GOAT, Messi, Ronaldo? And let's just talk about Canada soccer, the World Cup, so much more coming up. So make sure you like and subscribe to the Observer Football channel. If Suadik wants me to post his socials, I'll post the socials for you to go follow him. Sure. Of course, we love the footballing takes. Exactly. And who knows, our predictions for Premier League, we got to see where they end up in the fall time here. But make sure you like and subscribe. Yeah. Peace.
Stay blessed.